And I'll be taking you through a recap of today's headlines. This stream runs every night starting at 8/7 Central Time from Sunday to Thursday. You can find us streaming on both Facebook and YouTube, whichever platform you'd prefer. Feel free to comment and ask any questions in the chat as you feel like it. I'll do my best to keep an eye on those and answer them as we go and after the stream as well. With all of that business out of the way, let's take a look at our first story for tonight. Construction on the Mackinac Bridge is delayed again. The Mackinac Bridge Authority says rainy weather prevented paving, but it should be completed by next week. Right now, the North
More
Viaduct
visitors
and
and
approach
ongoing
truss
construction
spans are
could
under
cause you
construction
travel
and
delays,
have been since
especially
March
on the
25th.
Mackinac Bridge.
Based on the
More
forecast,
patchwork and
paving
difficulty
could
finding
resume as early
workers
as
delayed the
Saturday.
Mackinac Bridge
contractor is making a
repaving
decision for
project.
each paving day
The bridge
by
will
10 in the
continue to
morning.
have one lane
One lane
open
is still
in each
open
direction.
in each direction.
Mackinac Bridge
For peak
Authority
times
Chief
and load
Engineer
restrictions,
Cole
go to
Cavalieri says the
uppermichigansource.com or
contractor's
the
work is
TV6
weather
and Fox
dependent.
UP
Mackinac
mobile
City
news
looking
app.
north to Upper Michigan. Thousands of
And the popular downtown Marquette event Music on 3rd is testing a change for safety reasons. Music on 3rd starts for the summer on June 20th. 2 new sections of 3rd Street will close for safety reasons. The sections going from Arch Street to Ohio Street will be closed, along with the section from Park Street to College Avenue. The DDA says there will be no through traffic or parking from 5 to 8 in the evening on the 20th.
This is a test. We're trying to see how this impacts the businesses and the attendees. If this doesn't work out, we won't do it. But it's time for safety reasons and to elevate this event that we try this in June so that we can see how we can implement this and maybe be more efficient later down the line.
Bradford says you can visit the Marquette DDA website for help navigating the street or to see where musicians are located. And summer is just 2 weeks away. The National Weather Service says drought conditions across the UP are improving. The Weather Service says it thanks to more rainfall, but those in the far western counties like Ontonagon and Gogebic are still feeling the drought conditions. The Weather Service Science and Operations Officer says the forecast for the summer is average rainfall with above average temperatures.
Because in the summertime we get a lot of our rainfall through thunderstorms, which are a little more in the hit and miss variety. That said, the areas that are currently under drought conditions are forecast to have continual improvement in that.
Thompson says if the rainfall keeps up as the foliage greens, wildfire chances will be lower. And the Marquette County Conservation District held a cleanup event today in downtown Marquette. Volunteers showed up to help pull weeds and trim bushes along the trestle corridor on the multi-use path. The district plans to continue maintenance of the native plant area throughout the summer.
We will be having additional events here. This area is going to need quite a bit of work. Moving forward, there's lots of weeds and they'll continue to grow throughout the growing season.
The district is holding many events throughout the month. To learn more about them, go to uppermichigansource.com or the TV6 and Fox UP mobile news app. And happening now, today marks the 80th anniversary of the historic D-Day invasion on the beaches of Normandy. TV6's senior reporter Jerry Tudor went to the UP War Museum to find out what contributions were made to the war effort from here in Upper Michigan.
80 years ago today, the largest seaborne invasion in history kicked off a turning point in World War II. D-Day was the day Allied forces crossed the English Channel to begin the liberation of Western Europe from Nazi control. Before the actual invasion, paratroopers and glider pilots had been at work behind enemy lines disrupting German infrastructure. One of those troopers was a UP native.
We had Corporal George Koskamaki from Lance, who was a paratrooper, and he landed early that morning in a farm field. Took him several hours to get back to his unit. But he's a survivor, and we can be so thankful for that.
Another soldier involved with the invasion was Ironwood native John Packmeyer, who flew one of the first gliders ahead of the D-Day invasion. Miller says it's important to remember the sacrifices made 80 years ago today.
We lost 4,000 that first day, and many, many casualties were wounded and missing in action. It's a day that people do need to remember, there's no doubt.
Many of the soldiers who fought on D-Day were in their early 20s or late teens. Now, at the D.J. Jacobetti Home for Veterans, only a handful of World War II veterans remain.
It's really important because that generation is slowly passing. We have the luxury of having 5 members that were serving in World War II, and that number has really shrunk in the last few years. So
2,502 Americans died during D-Day. 86 of those were from Michigan. Jerry Tudor, TV6 News, Escanaba.
Thank you, Jerry. The city of Houghton officially opened its social district today. A social district is a designated area for people to drink alcohol outside from participating businesses. 3 businesses are currently participating: the Ambassador, the Den, and Keweenaw Brewing Company. KBS's owner expects the social district to boost downtown business this summer.
I think the social district's part of tourism, and I think it'll enhance the city of Houghton and hopefully maybe give us a little shot in the arm every once in a while on a nice sunny day.
The social district is along the waterfront in Lower Houghton. Other businesses in the area are encouraged to join. And a suicide awareness group is coming to Marquette this Saturday at UP Pride Fest. 6 Feet Over is a Detroit-based nonprofit that focuses on supporting loved ones impacted by suicide, as well as raising suicide awareness. SFO Executive Director Kate Hardy says it is especially important to reach out to LGBTQ+ individuals and to provide a feeling that life is worth living.
Mental health, suicidality, and suicide rates, they do impact the community proportionately more than a lot of others for an assortment of reasons. So making sure that they know what resources are available to them and support is available for the prevention support.
SFO will have a table at Pride Fest with representatives here who are available to ask questions and also give advice. And finally, tonight on the TV6 Digital Desk live stream, tomorrow is National Donut Day, and the Marquette County Salvation Army is celebrating in a new way. In addition to handing out donuts to police and firefighters, the Salvation Army is hosting an indoor luncheon. There will be hamburgers, hot dogs, and a donut sundae bar. The Salvation Army says National Donut Day was started by women during World War I. The organization has continued it every year since.
It's a reminder of service. It's a reminder of giving back to the community, to take care of those that are in need, which is our mission, day in and day out, 365 days a year. But for us, it's just a sweet treat to be able to do that in June.
The luncheon is tomorrow from 12 to 1 in the afternoon at the Marquette Salvation Army location. It's free and open to everyone. And that's all the stories we have for you tonight. Be sure to tune in right back here on Facebook at 8:45 tomorrow morning. TV6's Mandy Koskela and Michael Sobek will recap top stories from the morning on their show, Beyond Your Morning News. If you have a story idea you think we should report on, feel free to contact us at any time. These are a few easy ways to get a hold of both myself and others in the newsroom. And again, you can contact us at any time. We would love to hear from you and what's happening in your community. Thank you all again for joining me live at the TV6 Digital Desk. Have a great rest of your night and a great weekend.